I filmed a video for y'all, and as always, I apologize. If you've been around this channel, you just know that's how we operate. There is no set posting schedule, but in today's video, I wanted to do just a quick little video with my newest film camera, the Holga 120N. This is a cool little camera, and I'll talk a little bit about it. And make some sounds with it. So, I got this during a trip to New York City this summer. I feel like I haven't talked about anything I did this summer. Maybe I'll do a video on that. But anyway, I got this camera during a trip to New York City. And if you know me, you know that I'm really into film photography. As you can see right here, all of my film video cameras. So, I am very into film photography. How many cameras do I have over there? Probably like 5 or 6. And this is the newest one. So I went up to New York and I went to my favorite place ever, B&H Photo, which is this huge, essentially mega store of cameras, camera parts, really anything you need to have when shooting or doing video. So I really wanted this camera as like a cheap, kind of fun little way to do some film photography, and especially at weddings. If you know, we shoot a lot of weddings, and we had been wanting this camera for a while. It's just a fun little funky camera that kind of produces some fun little results. So we walk in there and we're looking around for it. We didn't see it, and then we thought that that they didn't have it. And so, sorry, my phone is blowing up, and I'm sure it's vibrating the mic. Let me just mute that really quick. Okay, 1 second. Okay, anyway. So, actually, I'll just put it down here in my pocket. But anyway, so we walk in there. We thought that they didn't have this camera. We didn't see it. And then as we were leaving, we happened to spy this one. And we're like, we need that. So we bought it. It was probably like $40, which for a camera is insanely cheap. But it's pretty much made of all plastic, which, explains the price. And pretty much, I guess, a little bit of history about this camera is, I want to say this was developed in China in either the 1970s or 1980s as like a way to get like consumers into film or into photography. At that point they didn't have digital, so to get like, you know, mom and dad and the kids into photography, and just to have a way to like capture family memories and things like that. And because of its all plastic construction, it was a very accessible and affordable camera for your just average everyday, you know, person wanting to take pictures of the kids or whatever. And so I don't know how many of these they made, but a lot have been made, just because of how inexpensive they are to produce. And I want to say, I don't know how long ago the film community discovered these, but it seems that every wedding photographer has one of these and is shooting with it. And I wish I had some images from this, but I would have to go track them down, and that is too much at this point. So this is a 120 format camera, which, if you know anything about film photography, there are several different types of film. There is 35 millimeter, which is probably the most standard and well known. It comes in those little cartridges that you see, and that is probably what most people shoot, and that is obviously 35 millimeters across. Then there is 120, which is what this camera shoots, which is a larger format. 120 is a little bit more of a quote-unquote professional type of film, and it is 120 millimeters. Well, maybe it's not 120 millimeters across. I don't know what the actual size of 120 is, but it is a larger film, and as a larger film, it produces clearer images. Actually, sometimes 120 can rival, I think, even some digital images in clarity. So this camera shoots 120. But because of how cheap this is, it has imperfections, such as light leaks and things like that, which is basically when light leaks through the seals, you know, in the camera or the window here, and gets onto the film, and it produces like this almost burn effect. You know, so if you're on your, you know, photo editing app and you see something like film burn or light leak, and it has that little orange like glow on like the side of the screen, it's mimicking light leaking into the camera and getting on film. So this camera is just very, very simple, and I would say kind of poorly constructed, but that's kind of the beauty in it. And this obviously just pops off, which is not really supposed to be the case, but, you know, I don't know. So I guess we'll go ahead and just do some sounds with this, and hopefully that's relaxing. And this is the Film Advance knob. So when you are shooting the camera, you would load film in the you would take these clips off, which I can't get them off right now. You'd slide these clips down, and this back part of the camera will pop off. And like I said, I can't get these off without being loud, and I don't want to do that. You would roll your film into the back of the camera here on these little spools that are in the back on either side, like right here. And then you would wind this just like this until a 1 appears in this little window. And you can't really see it with the lighting, but this window is like red until a 1 appears here. Then you would hit the shutter button, which is right here. Just pull this down, and the camera makes this clicking noise. Which indicates that you have taken the picture. And unlike a digital camera or your phone or something, you can't just, take as many pictures as you want. You have to advance the film between each shot. So once you're done loading the film, you would roll until you get to 1 on the back. And then you take a shot. And then advance until you get to 2 on the back. And then take another shot. Advance until you get to 3 on the back here. And so on and so forth until you shoot to the end of the roll, which this camera lets you either do 16 shots. Man, my lighting is so bad. 16 shots or 12 shots. So once you get to 16 or 12, you would crank this. Basically until you feel the tension release on the film. Wind it back up into the roll all the way so that when you open the back, no light gets out. And then you would open up the back of the camera here and take out the roll. There's also this little viewfinder, which I didn't talk about. There's the viewfinder right here, which you can look through. And I can't get it up to the camera. Maybe I can. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So you would, look through it, take your photo, advance, take another photo. So this is a fun little thing. It has this cool texture on the front and back. So film cameras. Maybe I will do a video on my entire collection at some point. Let me know if that's something that y'all would like to see. But great little camera for having just fun and producing like fun results, you know, light leaks and burn and all that. So anyway, I'm going to end this video here because I have to run. But I hope